May 27th, 25. My name's Marty Akins. I'm the chairman. Mr. Vice Chairman, Mr. Chin, Mr. Himmel, Ms. Barry, Mr. O'Brien, and Mr. Frankel in the back, board members. This is our clerk, Mrs. Griffin, and the head of inspectional services, Mr. Conlon. If you have a cell phone, could you please put it on vibrate or silent so you don't interrupt the meeting? If you want to speak, please step outside. If anyone's going to speak tonight, you have to stand up and take an oath. If anyone's going to speak, if you think you might speak, please take an oath. I don't want to have to do this 5 times. If you don't take an oath, you will not speak.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, and the matter is now in hearing? Yes. We seated?
Could I have a motion to waive the reading of the minutes, please?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I move to accept and waive the reading of the minutes for the regularly scheduled meeting of May 13, 2025.
Second.
On the motion, stand down, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. ZBA 2511, 656 C Street. We have a letter here from the attorney. They want to move this to June 10th.
Mr. Chairman, on ZBA 2511, Manuel Pava for a variance and special permit to demolish the existing dwelling and rebuild in the same footprint a 3-story flood-compliant dwelling with a 4-stall garage on the ground level on the premises numbered 656 C Street, Quincy, Mass. And move to continue the matter to June 10, 2025.
Second.
On the motion, seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. I'm going to move this, we got a couple councils that have to get out of here. So we're going to go to new business, ZBA 2519. No, where am I here? Yes, 2519. Douglas Jack for variance to construct a single-car garage and a mudroom addition on the west side of the parcel on the premises number 132 Shore Ave. The applicant or their representative here.
Yes.
You have the floor, sir. Name and address for the record, please.
My name is Douglas Jack. I'm the architect. I'm representing Peter and Son Burgundy for the homeowners, and they're here in the audience today. Let's just get the computer fired up here.
Here we go.
Well, Mr. Chairman, members of the board, thank you for hearing us out tonight. As I said, my name is Doug Jack. I'm the architect for the project. This is at 132 Shore Ave. As I laid out in my memo, the homeowners are looking to do a 1-car addition to the side of the garage. It's taking part of the end of the existing driveway and turning it into a garage and then extending a little bit into the side yard there. The existing lot, as you can see highlighted in blue there, it has a duplex. It was built in the 80s. It's a little bit tight on the lot. The driveway that we're looking to add the garage to is on the left side. Peter and Son live on the west half of the building that's on the lot. Here's an aerial view so you get a feel for the lay of the land, and you can see the asphalt on the left side there. There, that we're putting the garage in the back of. These are some street views, give you a sense for what it looks like in person. This view here shows most clearly the location of the garage would be placed right there. You can see from the front left on the street. This is our proposed site plan from the civil engineer. So the addition is this hatch zone there. There's a little bit of a bump out there. I'll show you the floor plan in a moment. That's what the current living and great room is here. I'll be extending out a little bit into a work zone for gardening and things. And this is the 1-bedroom addition. It's set off with the house slightly. I'll walk you through more detail. There's a bedroom with windows right here that we're trying to knock cover, or else it no longer is a bedroom by code. This doesn't have a second egress. So we've set it a minimal distance off the house for those reasons, and then 5 feet off the west property line, as you can see called out there. We've also tried to set it back as far as we can from the street, so it's not really part of the line of houses along the street. It's set itself back, and it keeps itself as small as possible to minimize the view from the street. This is a little mock-up on the existing driveway. So this board right there is the proposed front edge of the garage. That red marker is the left edge. This yellow marker is the right edge. You can see how the neighbor's garage comes more forward than ours. It's the same offset from the property line. It's 5 feet to the west edge. We're going to be 5 feet to the east edge as we're proposing it. We would have a gate. We would turn this fence and have a gate that butts into our garage. You could open it and go out to the backyard there. In terms of the roof line, we're basically matching this garage as well as this portion of the existing house. You'll see that in a moment in the 3D view. So that's the existing floor plan. Now this is the street edge. Sure, where now that's the existing driveway that we're proposing to put a garage at the back of. That's an existing shed that we would take out, a patio we would take out. And then that's the existing kitchen that we're looking at expanding out to make it more of a three-room. So there's the proposed floor plan as described. The new portions are in the hatched zone, so you can see how there's a new mudroom to come into the garage off the driveway, and then the expansion of the great room there. Really, the big idea is that there's not a lot of storage on the site it will be a car parking garage in the wintertime, but it's as much for the summertime to put your bikes and your gardening tools, et cetera. There's like no utility space on site for the homeowners to store their things. In the wintertime, they found out the hard way that it's also pretty treacherous going through the snow and the ice to get to the car. They had a bad accident early last fall, tripping and falling on their face, and that's when they had the idea of doing this garage as part of this project. There's a 3D view that shows you what we're proposing for it to look like. Oh, it's a little hard to see on this TV, but hopefully your printout shows it a little better. The upper left is the existing view, kind of like a bird's eye view at the front left side of the house. And then this one shows the proposed addition with the bold outline. So this roof line is the same as that roof line. We've got the same roof pitch from this house echoed down here, much as small as we can get it to have a 7-foot garage door in front and then pitch up at the same shallow pitch. And although it's got dormer to give it a little more character, so from the street you're not staring at a sea of asphalt up there. Bring a little light inside. There's the front view with the garage door. The person door is on the left side, tucked off the street to keep it as narrow as possible, keep it away from the property line. This is the side view showing how it echoes the main house. And then this is the rear view with the sunroom expansion. And that's our presentation.
I personally think it's too close to your neighbor. You're 5 feet away from your neighbor, and there's no room there, so I don't have any questions. I don't. Any questions?
Not at this time.
Not at this time.
The plans are clear, thank you.
I'm good for now. Thank you.
You can have a seat.
Good.
Does there anyone want to speak in favor? First call? Second call? Come up, name and address for record.
Hi, I'm the,
Come up here. Wait
and I go to see.
a minute, whoa. That's okay, take your time, relax. We're all friends here.
Thank you so much.
All right.
First of all, I know we have one neighbor not directly, but diagonally across from us, who vehemently opposing. And I found this out 2 days ago. I met him for the first time 2 days ago, and he introduced himself. He said he's a very deeply religious, spiritual person, and he spoke with Jesus. Jesus doesn't agree with our garage plan. And then yesterday, second time I met him, and he said we should withdraw this application because no matter what your committee's decision is, he's gonna take us to court. And it's gonna take us $100,000 for lawyer fee. And it'll cost him, he showed this to us. Now, why would I wanna go through this? We want nothing but peace and getting along with the neighbors. We moved here 5 months ago, thinking this is our last house. And we would like to put all the safety feature in our house. And my husband, just a few months ago, he fell over the deck on icy deck, trying to get to his car. Luckily, it's right under his eye. He still has black and blues underneath. But thank God it didn't hit his eye. He could have gone blind. And he's already into his 70s. I'm 2 years behind him. I'll be in 70s. And I can feel every day the difference. My legs, strength is not the same as before. No matter how much nutritious food I eat, no matter how much exercise I do, I can feel my legs are not as steady as before. and my husband has knee problem, and he's going through physical therapy. We really need a direct entry garage. I really hope you consider this situation. If I were in my 40s, 50s, I wouldn't want this kind of dispute with neighbor. But now, this is gravely important to us. I would really appreciate helping us to prepare our house for the older biological, our bodies. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Last call? Call that part of the hearing closed. Anything from, I got a letter here from the DPW. We have reviewed the above referenced project and have no comments. Is there anyone opposed or undecided? Step up, first name, last name, address, please.
Hello, Mark Whalen, 128 Shore Ave. I am the abutter to the project. Okay, there are a couple of points. So first of all, the 5-foot setback, I think, is way too close. There's potential for, if there's a fire or whatever, there's some major issues with that. Also, the letter of intent that we got was a garage mudroom. But on this, one of these papers here that they have on, which is their first floor layout, it actually has garage, mudroom, sunroom, below the wall, and a hot tub. So it seems like they're trying to put a couple little extra things in there. Okay? Also, the proposed structure, if built there, if there was any kind of emergency in the backyard, if somebody falls, hits their head, or if there's a fire, I think it would be detrimental to the police department, fire department, and any EMS responders that would be able to give aid. I think that would be a huge detriment, putting this there. Also, this is a condo unit, so I don't understand whether or not there is common area on this piece of property, some that may be looked at. Also, the city of Quincy prides itself on their seawalls, okay? Now, the seawall in this piece of property is not owned by the city of Quincy. It is privately owned, okay? Probably either by the condo association or each of the two owners of the condos. Now, if in fact there's a breach in the seawall, I don't see how they can possibly get any equipment down there to make emergency repairs and/or just repairs to finish the job. I think that that's a huge thing. And being 5 feet from the property line, for us also, I think that our views would be hindered when they bump it out. And that's just about it.
Thank you, Mr. Reynolds. Is there anyone else? No. 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 Is there anyone else? Call that part of the hearing closed. Counselor, you want to speak?
Sure. Dave McCarthy, 48 Whitney Road, Ward 1 Councilor. I took a couple of trips down and looked at it myself, and it is way too close. That Shore Ave, the houses are close. There's some space in Marymount on Shore Ave, and some space, a little bit more space in the Marymount area. But that area in particular, if this went in, it would be right up against Mr. Whalen's property, as he said. I looked at the other side of the condo, the other unit, and between themselves and the Lebos, just to get an idea if that was any closer. And then, they've got about 20 feet on that side, so there's some space.
Right.
There's no space at all coming all the way over. I'm all for, especially in certain neighborhoods and in this neighborhood, which you don't want to lose the character by adding on that and on, because it's a beautiful street, but to stay on the footprint, any upgrades to the footprint are fine, but the expansion, I wouldn't support. Thank you.
Counsel. All that part of the hearing closed. I'm just, I think it's too close. It's just 5 feet. It's like, you know, the house is just too close.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion.
Um,
I mean, it's too much for that property. The property was built for 2 condos, and it's built, and that's the way it is, and it looks beautiful, and it is a beautiful house. But to put that on the other side, no, I wouldn't vote in favor of it myself. I don't know what you, those are my comments.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think a 1-foot requested condition is just too small a condition to allow. And so it's just too small, and there are a lot of reasons. Already spoken this evening for that position, so I won't repeat it.
I agree with Russell. It is, a 1-foot request is just absurd. It's not right, it's too close. It's a nice piece of property as it is.
So you have an existing garage already, and the proposed garage is 15 feet wide. You can do a garage with about 9 feet. That would work as well. So 15 feet is not something I would vote for.
Is it possible to clarify
No,
something?
no.
Yeah, I agree. I look at the building next door.
We're just looking at the footprint. Your footprint is 5.6 from
So
the
those
next
are the
building.
updated plans though. That the 1-foot setback and the 15-foot width was the first version, but we updated it a couple weeks ago.
Yeah,
Send new prints.
you got it right here.
Should be a 12-foot wide garage and a 5-foot offset.
Did you update the summary
It's
sheet?
5, this is the updated
Yes.
one, correct?
Site plan is correct.
This is the updated one, and it's 5.2 feet, correct?
Yep, you're on, but then there's a couple other numbers that come from the
All right,
website.
all right. They might have. I know, I just looked at where that is to the neighbors and the wood there. To me, it's just too close.
Yes, so just to be clear, it's a
Mr.
5-foot setback from the property line rather
Right.
than 1.
And on that plan, you're still showing 12, almost 12 and a half on the garage.
Yeah, 12-foot 3.
A 9-foot garage would be more than enough.
And what do you,
Yeah, the same thing. If the property next door wasn't as close as it is, I'd have a different opinion of it.
Right.
This is gonna be almost property line to property line along the entire front. And one of the points is there's already a garage in the building.
Yep.
So
all right,
I would be opposed.
here's what we can do. We can either withdraw without prejudice, or we can vote on it. It's your call.
Can I consult with you?
Yes, go ahead.
Can you remind us the distinction if we withdraw without prejudice?
You
Would you
get-
reapply?
You can reapply, but it has to be a completely different project. It can't be this project.
Okay.
Or you can come back in 2 years and try again with the same one.
We'd like to withdraw without
All right,
prejudice.
could I have a motion, please?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, ZBA 2519, Ward 1, Douglas Jack, for a variance to construct a single-car garage and mudroom addition on the west side of the parcel on the premises numbered 132 Shore Avenue, Quincy, Mass. I move to allow the withdrawal of the application.
Second.
Second?
Second.
Oh, okay, I didn't hear you, sorry. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So moved.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Further under tonight's business, DBA 2510 JCB Architect LLC for variance and finding to increase the number of stories to 3 with dormers on the premises 66 Middlesex Street.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. Jim Chen, architect of JCBT Architect. So the subject property, 66 Middlesex, we were here 2 weeks ago for a first hearing. And most of the butters and the board mentioned that the height is too excessive. The dormers would like to be eliminated. So this is exactly what we did. The third floor dormer has been eliminated from the drawing.
Yep.
And this would eliminate the variance required for this project. Now will be a finding. The footprint will be extend out 7 feet 4 1/4 inch by the width of the property, which is 20 feet and 7.5 inch to the back, which we sort of laid it out in the field. If you guys had a chance to see it with the
I was
blue
down
tape.
there 2 days afterwards or so, and it was already ripped down,
We're down, no.
but I saw the stakes.
So, yeah.
I just wanted the neighbors to see it, that's what I wanted them to see.
And we did show the existing plans, which is, the first floor is a open living room with a family room in the back. On the second floor, currently is a 3-bedroom and a 1 full bath. But on our proposed, with the addition, we're only requesting for two bedrooms on the second floor and then 1 additional bedroom on the first floor. So,
Still 3 bedrooms, right?
yeah, it'll still maintain it as a 3-bedroom.
Right.
The dormer has been eliminated on the attic space, so it will be used as a playroom.
What was that?
As a playroom,
What?
the attic space. It will be a finished space.
That's what I want to talk about.
Okay.
The attic space, because when we were doing this, I didn't hear this, and someone said they did. That you're gonna tear down the house to the first floor
Correct.
and then rebuild it. I didn't hear that. So what I want to know is, what kind of height are we going? Same height?
It'll be higher, because on the existing first floor, it is only at 7 feet. We're raising the first floor to a 9 feet ceiling. So that adjustment will be up at,
But you can move the attic space, you could move that roof out, so it it would still be as high. I mean, that's what I got out of it. We're gonna leave it there, we're gonna have the same height, we're not going up, you're not gonna have a third floor. And you're gonna walk down the middle maybe, or something like that, but you have two here now, right? No, the attic, you were gonna walk out to a walkway, correct?
walk out to what the front facing.
To the
the wall.
balcony?
And then the balcony, yes.
Right. But what are we doing about a playroom up there? Why are we having a playroom up there?
Well, it's going to be a finished space so that they can use the deck overlooking the
Yeah,
water.
but I thought it was just a walkway we're putting in the middle to get out to that. And I asked you, so that's just gonna be a walkway to go out to the balcony? You said, yeah. So how high is this? Where are we going here?
From the
That
meet,
completely changes my mind and maybe other people's minds here, because when they talked, they said you're gonna keep it, you're not gonna have a third floor, so they're thinking we're gonna not add height. That's the way I took that whole conversation.
of the height.
So,
is-
yeah,
the
so
height
what
is-
what are we up to,
So-
what is it right now?
To the peak, we're at 34 feet.
And what's it at right now?
34.
Well, that's what he says,
Yeah,
34, so you're saying it's the same, but.
No, no, no. It's, I don't have the plans here, but it's about 25 feet. We're definitely.
Going up 9 feet?
2 feet on the first floor, and then 1 foot. To tell you the truth, I don't know exactly how much, but the first floor will go up 2 feet.
All right. You know, we're gonna have to redo this whole thing, because I'll tell you, when I left last time, everyone in this room spoke in favor, because that wasn't gonna be a third floor. Now you're still going up another 9 feet? That's a problem. That's a problem. I got a problem with it. Because that wasn't what I was explaining the last meeting. The last meeting was, we're just gonna remodel the inside. Someone said they heard it, someone said they listened to the tapes. And it wasn't on there, that you said it, but I don't know. Who heard it? You, Mr. Frankel said you heard it.
I don't remember if it was, we're talking or just back and forth argued.
But it,
Someone says they
but
were
it should have been
down
on the
and sit
tape
down.
then, it should have been on the tape. Did you say you watched the tape 3 times? And you never heard it? All right. All right. All right. So, those people deserve to know it's not gonna be a 3rd floor, but it's gonna be 9 feet higher. And now I'm not in favor of that. I'm not in favor of doing all that. I know you gotta maybe raise your 1st floor because it's 7 feet, I get it. You know, and if you could keep it within reason, I get it, but you didn't tell all the neighbors that we were doing this, that we were going up 9 feet. We're not gonna have a 3rd floor dormers, but we're not going up.
I might be misspoken, but maybe not 9 feet, but I don't want to, might not be 9 feet, but on the 1st floor is 2 feet difference in height.
Mm-hmm.
The 2nd floor, possibly 1 foot.
So where's it going on the 2nd floor, 8 to 9?
2nd floor right now is, existing is 7 feet, and we're raising it 1 foot, so 8.
All right, and what do you got
So
in the 3rd
there's a
floor?
3 feet difference. I wouldn't think there's another 6 feet of,
No, I don't know, but you're saying it was 25 and it says 34 here. So it's gonna be 34 and 25 to me. I went to Quincy Public Schools, they told me
Yeah,
that's
I
9
understand.
feet,
Yes,
right? I
yes.
ain't being funny, it's just blowing my mind, because we didn't talk about that. We talked about remodeling 2nd, 3rd floor. I didn't understand, I knew it was 34 feet, but it says the other one's 34 feet on the application, doesn't it? That's what I thought, so I thought we weren't moving this. The application says it is 34, and you're gonna keep it at 34. So the application's wrong to begin with, correct? I guess.
Correct.
Right. So, yeah, 34, 34. So what does the council sit here and tell the people that we're gonna raise it 3 feet, if that's the real number? I mean, I think we can deal with 3 feet, but 9 feet, that's a little difference. That's a different number. I think it's fair to the neighbors that, and if it's gonna be, we're gonna have to explain to them what it is, and what it isn't, and we'll get them all back in, we'll do this again if we have to.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I don't
No,
think
no,
it's.
no, you know what I'm saying? It's not
59.
fair. It's like
Yeah.
mind blowing. When I'm hearing 25 feet, I wish you never said that number.
Yeah, I'm sorry, and
Gonna be
that,
higher than that 3 feet. Gotta have a roof pitch or something, right? So it's
Well, he's gonna have a roof pitch, but you could have the roof pitch of what's there and still have enough on the walkway, or is he taking knee-high walls up 3 feet? So he's got a bigger playroom and make it, right? It all depends on how they're gonna build it. All right,
now would you be okay with, the owner is okay with just raising up 3 feet above what we currently have?
3 feet above what you currently have. I don't have a problem with that because there's 2 7-foot things. I get that. You understand what I'm saying, Mr. Harris?
Yes.
So it's 3 feet. It's not a 3rd floor. There's no rafters. There's none of that. There were only 7-foot ceilings in that house.
28.
But I didn't even think that. What I read on this application says 34, 34. All right, so now we, huh?
Did we not say no bathroom and no playroom? And yet-
Upstairs.
Yeah, and it says this is finished playroom, here's a bathroom.
We said no 3rd floor. I really didn't, I took this whole conversation, is they're gonna have a walkway to go out there. What they do with the room, I don't care. If you're gonna have people on the 3rd floor, maybe you need a bathroom up there for, you know, you got people on your balcony, you're looking at the sun coming down. I guess you might want something like that in the bathroom up there instead of going up and down stairs. Especially the older people that are over there. Anyone know about that? So, how big's this playroom? When you put your 3 feet on the other floors? How far is
Where the,
one on the first, right?
where the 7-foot area
Two on the first and one on the second.
is only like 5 feet. 5 feet of area that's full height at 7 feet.
So it's gonna be in there, it's a walkway, but it's just a little playroom,
Yeah, and then the rest of the space is sloped down.
sloped up.
5 feet to 3
Right,
feet.
you can't get there. All right. So it's a 3-foot difference.
Correct.
Okay.
I mean,
So we measure the house and we go up 3 feet and we're clear, correct?
Yep, and
Okay.
I'll get the surveyor to certify me.
All right. Any questions? 3 feet. 2 feet he's gonna add on the first floor, and he's gonna, whatever that house is now, he's gonna measure it, he's only gonna raise it 3 feet
In total.
total.
So the roof peak will be at 28 feet.
But is that true? I don't know. That could be a 31-foot house already, I don't know.
Well,
Could be 28.
But if they're taking it down, it's gonna be whatever they built.
No, we're gonna measure it before it gets taken down.
We're gonna have a
And they're
land
gonna-
survey.
And someone's gonna certify it. And then they're gonna, we can vote on this 2 weeks if you wanna, and we'll get the number, and then we'll all know. And I'll make it simple. All right?
Yeah,
All right.
prefer it that way.
All right, that's fine. That's fine. I know sometimes coming, people wanna build, but,
Do you want the amendment, do you want the application amended to show demolition? So
Yeah.
I don't think it does.
yeah, they're gonna take down the second roof. And they're just gonna add 2 foot to the first floor, 1 foot to the second floor, and nothing to the attic.
How many bathrooms do we have?
3 bathrooms. There's probably 4 bathrooms, but there's three bedrooms. 1 downstairs, 2 on the second floor.
And one on the third floor?
No, it's a bath. Well, you half bath. There's a half bath up there.
The third floor is a full bath with shower.
We need a shower for in the attic.
We can eliminate that.
Huh? We need a shower in the attic. Come on,
Bathrooms on the second floor.
2 full.
2 bathrooms, 2 bedrooms.
And does that include the bathroom that's in the basement? I'm reading it right?
In the
Yes.
back.
There's a full bath in the basement.
Full bath in the basement,
Correct.
1.5 on the first, or it's just
Two.
a half?
No, first one's
One and a
got
half.
1.5, right?
One.
No, it's got 1.5, I thought.
1.5, correct, on the
Right.
first floor.
One in the basement.
One for her bedroom
And full in the basement?
on the first floor.
Well, the basement has one as well.
No, I know.
So that's 2.5 going,
Well-
1.5.
I don't know why, I mean, I don't know. You coming from the ocean, maybe you don't want to walk into your house. I don't know. I don't know what the reason of that is. That should be a half bath too in the basement. It's a playroom, right? Right?
Correct. It's a 3/4.
I mean, the whole thing that happened here is conversations about B&Bs, Airbnbs all over the place, and people are starting to have 4 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms, and it's like, just don't even look right. It's like, you know, you get a full bath in the attic, to me, that ain't right either. That's like, that's weird. I don't know. To me, it's weird. No, listen, we might end up redoing this whole thing. This is getting weirder and weirder now.
Too many what ifs.
There's too many what ifs, there is. And so Jimmy, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna put it off for 2 weeks, and you're gonna come back with all your answers, all right?
Okay.
And if there's anyone here to speak, well, I'll let them speak. We thought we had an agreement, but we're gonna do this again in 2 weeks anyway. But I want an exact number. I would like a half bath in the basement, and I would like a half bath in the top floor, the attic space. For people out there having a drink or something, they can go in and use the restroom and wash up or whatever. And then you got your half bath in the downstairs kitchen area, and then she has one in her bedroom.
I'm sorry, I'm kind of going out of order here. Nothing's changing from what we saw laid out with those ribbons as far as the distance from the, I'm gonna call it facing the front, the left side of the house, between this house and Mr. Laporte's house. That's not going further back. And
No.
that's only going up all 3 floors,
2.5 stories
2.5.
That is correct, yes.
to match the house. So, all right, you can have a seat, Jim, thanks. Let's see if anyone wants to speak. Is there anyone here who wants to speak on this? Please come up. Name and address for the record.
Arthur Laporte, 56 Middlesex.
Yep.
Whatever, 58 Middlesex Street. And John Costello's going to
Yep.
speak next
Right.
door. From the beginning, I was under the impression when I saw these plans in the 34-foot height, I'm not a carpenter, but that house is not 34 feet now. Especially Johnny's been up into the crawl space up there, and that's what it is. It's a crawl space. So how the hell could you go from, they have 7-foot ceilings on 3 floors, equals like 22 or 24 feet. Yeah, each floor, the basement's 7 feet, the first floor's existing.
Yeah.
They're 7 foot, 7 foot, 7 foot. It's 21, if you add a foot between each floor, it's like 24 feet.
Well, then your attic could be,
And the attic had to be
could be five
9.
or 6 feet.
Okay, and it isn't,
6.
because
I
there's a
don't
crawl
know.
space up there.
I know, so he's gonna get a
Okay.
measurement, we're gonna get a measurement, we're gonna know exactly what he's going up.
What it
Here's
is
he's
now.
adding. He's adding 2 feet to the first floor, 2 feet to the first floor, 1 foot to the second floor, and he's putting an attic on.
But that.
3 feet. So whatever it is, it's 3 feet high.
Remember, the starting point is at the mean,
Yeah,
We got,
the slope.
yep,
So it's not, the basement is not
No,
pure.
I'm not counting the basement, I'm just saying the height of the house right now.
That's for the garage, they can get in that's fine, in a playroom, that's.
But the height of the house right now is 30 feet. I don't care if it's mean side or left side, the height of that house right now, if you look at the interior heights of the ceilings,
Yeah, 30 feet,
it's 30 feet.
so he's gonna be 33.
And our whole idea was in the neighborhood was not to have a house 34 feet that overlaps.
I think
ceiling
the
heights are
whole
gonna be
idea
9
was
feet.
not to put a third floor on there, because the third floor, they would put dormers all the way across and have a whole bedrooms and everything up there.
Well, a third
That was the
floor-
thing.
Yeah, but a third floor is 34 feet.
No,
35.
no, of course it isn't, of course it isn't. Of course it isn't. I had 10-foot ceiling on my first floor.
Yeah.
My second floor, I got a cathedral ceiling in my dining room, my master bedroom is probably 18 feet tall. I got 2 floors and I'm up 30-something feet, 2 floors, nothing in the attic.
Yeah, but
Crawl space in my attic.
yeah. But what I'm saying here is this house now is 30 now.
So if it's 30, it's going up 3 feet. Here's what they're gonna raise the house.
But how was it gonna do that without
Because they
raising the
have
house?
7-foot ceilings, you have to build a house with 8-foot ceilings at least. My nephew couldn't walk in the place,
But we were told, Marty,
yeah.
the addition was to go to the existing house. That was.
It's going to the existing house.
That's
and-
it.
Listen, I thought the same thing. Then he said, someone heard him say he's gonna rip it down. That's why I brought it up. Now we're gonna talk about it. They're going up 3 feet, 2 feet, so you want 1 foot in the first floor and 1 foot in the second floor, 2 feet? Is that gonna change your mind to build a house? 8
Yeah.
foot in the first floor, and 8 foot?
Yeah, it's gonna
Oh,
change my
okay.
mind that the house is now 34 feet high, it's now 30.
No, it ain't gonna be 30. No, it ain't.
No, I said the house is 30 now.
Yeah, it's gonna be 32 or 33.
32, I could have put.
Oh, 32, 4 inches, I don't know. You got a 6-inch beam, I don't know. All right,
Hi, I'm Donna Donahue. I live at 49 Wedgewood. And I sent you a couple letters, so I had a couple of questions. In terms of that overall height, and I think you've addressed most of the things, because like you, I was under the impression that the house was going to stay the exact same house and they were just going to put those dormers out. And then I heard that those dormers were revised or eliminated.
eliminated.
And then I learned that, no, it's not the exact same house, but that the house that's there now will be extended kind of up the hill on Middle.
6 feet, yeah.
Right, so it's
6, 7
going,
feet, I don't know.
right, so
5
it's
foot,
going
6
back
foot,
7
3 foot,
feet,
7
right?
foot 4,
So it's going back, so we've got the original house here now,
Yeah.
right? And now it's gonna go back an additional 7 feet.
correct.
But it's also going up the hill.
Well, it ain't going up the hill.
Well-
It's staying that height. Staying the height is the house, whatever the house is gonna be.
Well, again,
2 feet?
so
I mean,
you're
that's,
gonna,
you
are they
can't tell
gonna
me
dig
2
into
feet, you
the?
could tell the difference. If they ripped that house down and built the house, it was 2 feet taller, you couldn't tell the difference, but go ahead.
Right, but you're measuring from what overall elevation? Because that property is on a hill.
Right,
So now, the middle of the existing house, plus 25 feet, is a certain height. Globally, height, right?
right. Whatever it is
Elevation.
now, whatever it is, he says he's gonna raise it. What he's asking for now is to raise it 3 feet. He needs 2 feet.
Right,
on
if
one
you're
foot.
just talking about the house. So here's the existing house, right?
The
then you're
ridge
gonna
that
go up-
goes there, we
Yep.
take a picture.
Right.
And then 3 feet higher or 2 feet higher
Right.
will be the new ridge,
Right.
all the way back.
So that's the existing house.
And it's
is
gonna go
high,
into the ground, correct?
And then you're gonna add 3 feet, is what you're saying, right?
2 or 3.
2 or 3
correct.
feet.
It's
Here's the
not gonna
house.
be that plus.
But when you go up the
No,
hill.
it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter when you go up the hill. Your roof don't go like that,
No, I know what, but what
so
I'm
your
saying
roof
is.
stays
you
here.
measure-
Wherever it is now,
Right,
wherever it is, doesn't matter. Take any point in that house, take a measurement, and it's gonna be 2 or 3 feet high, period. Period. If you measure from the front or you measure from the back,
But the
because
overall-
this is level.
but the overall effect.
Yep.
Of the house going back 7 feet and up the hill.
It's going down. You're not understanding. It's going in the ground. The ground's level too, so the ground's gotta be level. So they're going down in the ground. They're not gonna go jump up and go, all right, I'm gonna raise it 3 feet more here and then go 3
Right,
feet,
so I guess
7 feet there.
I have a question, and the question would be, like, is the house that's there now?
This land extension, 7 feet, is actually very
Right.
flat. So the height of this extension and this is the same level.
So the house that's there now, you're measuring 25 feet from where? Right?
Wherever you measure, if you come to the front and it says,
Question, what
it's
is
in the middle,
At the finished grade measure.
This is the original house?
No, this is the.
This is the original house, so where was your center to get the 25 existing feet right now? Where is that?
I'm measuring from the height, the exterior grade right here, that going up.
Right, and that grade, right?
That's all I'm saying.
Is higher.
the house is
much
built like
higher than
this. So the roof line's gonna be the same. It just goes
The
straight.
addition portion is.
Right, it goes into the ground. The rest of the house goes into the ground.
You're saying this is flat?
Starting, currently,
From
Right.
here, from here to there is flat? What is this line represent?
No.
Is it
red
that
line
line
is
in elevation?
the average.
The average?
What we need to show is that the exposed portion of the concrete is not over 4 feet, so this is not an additional story.
Right, right. So I see what you're saying about digging into the
It
ground.
goes into the ground. The more you go back, the more it goes into the ground.
So you're gonna go into the ground starting,
No, starting right there,
well, this will show,
just that part,
okay,
that last part.
right.
See
So
that
was-
little,
That was one of my concerns.
yeah, the little addition on the back?
Right.
That's going into the ground first to stay as high as the house is.
So whatever the middle, what's the middle of the house now?
It really don't matter, wherever it is. It doesn't matter if you measure the front or the back, it's gonna be, that line up top is gonna be up 2 or 3 feet, depending on what the board decides. The roof line, the peak of the roof's just going up 3 feet or 2 feet. It's not like the whole thing's going up because it's going up the hill.
They're still legal, by the way, they're under the maximum.
Right. So in terms of legal, so the other concern that I had also was just the overall size of the house. So the size of the house now is gonna be double.
No,
So it was about 1,500, it's gonna be close to 3,000 feet now.
it's
Of
not,
living
it's
space.
not double. It's,
Well, living space.
you're adding on 3 feet, and then, so you're adding on 3 feet and then 6 feet in the back. You're at 6 foot, that's, or 7 feet. So you got a 7-foot addition on the back.
Right, but the living space is going from 15 to almost 3,000.
It can't be that much.
Well, that's what the living space said.
No, it can't be.
It's because you're
If
not
it's 3
including a
feet, it
finished
can't. Where's
basement.
this?
A finished
All right,
basement.
any other question you have, ma'am?
A second, yes.
All right,
And-
give them to me, and I'll answer them all at once.
Right, so I'm concerned about the overall living space. So
Okay.
It seems like it's
All right,
almost.
I get it, I get it.
Yeah. So that concerns me. The
Yeah.
other thing that concerns me, I think you already touched on that, was just the number of bathrooms. So,
Yep,
you know, do we want like a 5-bedroom house with 5 bedrooms?
No.
Because even if, you know.
No. That's why I told him I want a half bath in the basement, a half bath in the attic.
Yeah, so to
And you
limit
have
those
bath in the kitchen.
bathrooms in terms of keeping this a single-family home. So I understand it now, I believe.
It's gonna be a
it's
single-family
already-
home.
I believe it's been used as a two-family home at the current time.
Now,
Yes.
I
Yes.
don't think anyone lives in now, do they?
Well, but it's set up as a two-family home at the current time, but that's neither here nor there. It's just a concern, as you well know,
Right.
right?
Russ, you were in the house.
Yeah, there was a little room in the back with a kitchen and like a little sleeping area, and
Yeah.
it was sort of blocked off from the rest of the house.
It was like an in-law. They
Like
put
a
the back.
little in-law
Yeah,
thing with
and so if you
a
can make a little more
temporary
of that
wall.
in the original little house with 3,000 feet, you could make,
No.
you know, conceivably. So that's.
It's not gonna happen. It all has to be open, it all has to be open and in common. When you build a house, it has to be open and common. You can't close walls, you can't board up doors, you can't
And
do
I'm
that.
not concerned about this plan and this owner, it
Yeah.
would be the subsequent.
Oh, of course, the next one, the
Then
next
buy
one,
it and then start
exactly.
chopping it up.
And that's what I say all the time. It's not you I'm worried about, it's the next guy that's got 6
And I have
kids.
one more question, and that is this current owner asking for a variance in terms of like, is there a rule or whatever about how much green space you need to have around a home? In other words, or is it just the setbacks, like,
We have setback rules too, and that makes sure that everyone has, like that guy that just wanted to take his house and build it
Right.
over there and take
Too
away all
close.
the green space and then be 5 feet away so he can pass the bowl with sugar. No,
Right.
it's not fair to anyone.
right? And
You
so
know, you
are they
have your
asking
house,
for a variance for
And you're already,
setbacks, or
and
is
they
it
ask for
within the-
variances to do that.
Is this person asking for variances?
He's asking for a finding, and I still gotta look it up, because I don't know, maybe Rob can help me on that, Rob.
Yeah, because my
If,
preference would
we
be,
just put the addition on, it's still,
my
where's that
preference would be to
number?
keep the setbacks as the rules are written, rather than provide that variance. Simply because it's just getting so dense. Everyone's asking for variance and they're using up more and more and more and more of every single yard. And, you know, we're getting close to the houses are gonna be touching any minute, right?
I don't know
Like, we're gonna be reaching out and touching our neighbors.
Yeah, no, I get it, that's why
It
they're
would be my
here.
preference not to permit extra.
That's why we have this board here. That's why people come here, change the rules a little bit, you just get, yeah, a little bit, I get it, a little bit. And
Yeah.
if the neighborhood don't mind, but I mean, they want stuff like some people
And
want,
and
you
because
just go
there's
enough's enough.
already another house that's directly behind me,
Mm-hmm.
and that would be on the other side of Mary's house,
Mm-hmm.
that asked for variance, and I didn't know to come here. And the outside screened-in porch was going to be, I don't know how close to me, and now it's kind of a living space, and they're on top of me, and it's 2.5, call it 3 stories high, and it's really kind of imposing.
Yeah,
So to then have, you know, the Laporte home and then another imposing structure beside that, it's just kind of, it seems to be overwhelming the character of the neighborhood. And I understand they're gonna change it, people are gonna, you know, build new homes, it's, you know, it's gonna happen, I understand that. But if we can kind of slow that down a little bit and stick with the rules we've made a little bit, that would, I think,
you do try, but
Yeah.
but someone owns, and someone's investing $1 million or $1.5 million in your community, and they're trying to just get a little more living space, so they're not asking for 5 bedrooms. I mean, they got 1 bedroom downstairs and 2 bedrooms on the second floor. They got a 3-bed, that house gonna be a 3-bedroom house.
yeah. But again, that living space, I think, if you look, I don't know, if you look, I think it's almost doubling the living space. If you
I don't
call,
see how it could with that
well, because
space
they're
at all.
finishing the basement,
No,
first floor, second floor, and attic. That's what I
it's a
read.
playroom is what it is. Go ahead.
That's what I read. So it's almost doubling the living space, but
This
Yeah.
Jimmy, who did this?
Mr. Chen.
Yes,
Who did this thing? It's all wrong. The whole thing's wrong.
whole thing's.
Existing, and then the other one, and they're all the same. So you got, the way it is now, it's 3,200, it's gonna be 3,200. Wrong.
Oh, it's probably, one of my staff copy and
You
paste.
know, you got 1,000 and it's 1,000. Wrong. You can't have the same. You're putting 6 feet of house in the back.
Yeah, that's definitely one, yeah.
I mean, that shouldn't be overlooked. That should be,
So thank you. I think I've spoken about everything
Yeah.
that was concerning me, and you've addressed me very politely, and I appreciate you all.
thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
This is like crazy, crazy numbers. Right, it's almost like the house wasn't gonna be, right, there's no house there, let's start again. Go ahead.
John
Name and address.
Costello, 63 Bayside Road. I'm not comfortable up here talking, but
That's okay, we ain't gonna bite.
I am the
He
direct,
might, the guy down the end might.
I'm the direct abutter on the backside of the house. I'm on Bayside Road.
Okay.
I was under the pretense that the roof was gonna stay the same, at the same height, and went through everything, and it just, I'm comfortable with it being at that height. I just think it's a little too much with the add-on. I'm fine with the addition. I understand people want to change things and go through. But like I say, I'm not for raising that roof.
Okay,
And like I say, I'm probably about 8 feet from the property line. She's 6. We're very close. And I just uncomfortable with them being towering over my house. But that's just my feeling. I'm not for the attic. And I'm fine with the addition on the back.
very good, Mr. Costello. Thank you very much. Is there anyone else? Counselor?
Yes. No one here.
Yeah, I know, but go ahead, ma'am, come on up. Counsel always wave to us.
I'm not as emotional as I was the last time.
That's all right.
So, because I think I didn't really understand how things went. There's about 1,000, I think it's probably not even 1,000, it's probably about 950 to 1,000 square feet on this first floor. And that's with the addition. That's my understanding of it. I wanted a 9-foot ceiling. Again, you've got beautiful views. I went through this the last day with you. The second floor, I'm going to do, it really isn't even that, by the time you put the stairs up and you get up to the top of the landing, if I'm going to put a washer dryer there, with the master bedroom, I was going to put 2 bedrooms there, but they're really not, if you want to put a bathroom, and obviously a family bath there, there's really not enough room. So I just said I'll do 2 good bedrooms up there. This is the main thing for down the road for me, when I have elderly people visiting me from Ireland or wherever. I wanted the first floor bed and bath that I will eventually probably go into. This is my retirement home. I'm not doing an Airbnb. I can 100%, I'm done working. The current, when you go into the house now, there's a little kitchen here. And they had my understanding was, and I think even from neighbors I spoke with, that an elderly, I think a couple lived there, I don't think they had any children, and an elderly lady lived there. And she took somebody in to live with her, and that was that little back, that space at the side of the house.
That's all gonna be gone.
Now. And then I'm going to have 2 on the second floor. And as I said the last day when I was here, I really don't care about the 3rd floor. It would be nice to walk up. I have a lot of little children in my life. And, okay, so a half a bath up there would be great. If you don't give it to me, that's fine. I'm not gonna lose sleep over it. As long as I get my 1,000 square feet. 1,000 square feet is not a big space. As long as I have a really nice living room, dining room, kitchen area, and a bed and bath on that first floor. With, I hope, higher ceilings than 7 feet.
Yeah, right.
It's really, we're in there now, it's really tight.
It is
I've got my
tight.
2 beds and bath on the second floor. If I get whatever you give me on the 3rd floor, that would be great. And then I have the garage, a bit of a mud room, there's probably gonna be a mechanical room there. And then, if you want to call it a playroom, I'll probably have a bit of an office there, storage. I mean, that's what I want.
Right.
This is my retirement home.
I get it.
I'm not doing an Airbnb there. and I'm not putting it into a two-family home.
I get it.
That's all.
Thank you, ma'am. Counselor,
Yes, thank you.
sorry, I was trying to get you out of here early.
I guess, I think I just,
Yeah, 5 minutes earlier, you would have beat him.
I'm going here to divorce court. That's what it looks like. Thanks, yeah. But it's all good. So I wrote some notes down,
Yeah.
and first of all, one of the last things the applicant said, she's really not concerned about the top.
Right.
Because you are mentioning the fact that, and I've heard that, because there was no communication, just to let you know. If you're gonna do, whose phone is that?
One of his 3 phones.
My wife.
Paul, go ahead, Counselor.
If you're gonna do business in Ward 6, everybody knows where to find me. Everybody gets a hold of me. This would have been all eliminated, not happening, if there was communication. And there was none. There was none. You mentioned, now, this home is for when you're older,
No, which is now.
which is now.
I'll be 70 next year, so.
70, yeah, and I just had my grandson with me, and we just did our house, and we stayed right on the footprint. We took our crawl space, and we insulated it, especially a house that big. My house is tiny compared to, you could put 2 of my houses there, in a nice neighborhood in Squantum. And on the 3rd floor, you're gonna have a playroom, and that doesn't work as like, for instance, in my house, we prepared, when we did the house, totally over and gutted it, we put a closet right in the 1st floor. When we don't have a lot of space, we have nothing compared to this. We put a washer and dryer in, so we wouldn't have to go down into the basement. We planned for our future. I'm really concerned. We have an Airbnb problem, right, Rob? And we're still dealing with it, but we're winning, thanks to your fine work, right around the corner. A bathroom up there is just work. I don't, if you're trying to simplify and you want the space on the bottom floors, I would accept that. I could accept that, but I gotta tell you, that house there had an illegal to 2nd floor. I know it, it's there. And there's people in Squantum that would come and testify if somebody says I'm lying.
Right.
And that's the concern is, and that's what's the problem is that the 3rd floor, and even the 3 feet. And another issue that I'm really concerned with, the word that was mentioned by the architect said they're gonna dig. Now, I brought up the last time I spoke, because I watched, by the way, especially after I left here, I watched what was said on the tape. DEP and conservation, we're talking about digging. That has, I will personally not personally, my campaign will put money into going to court if the DEP and the Conservation Committee isn't involved. They just mentioned on record, they were going to dig into the land. Where, how many feet from the ocean? They're digging into the land. That's a problem. I asked, and somebody said at that meeting that it would be part of it that would come back to me. That would be whether or not it was the case. That it shouldn't go to conservation, or it should go to the DEP, or it shouldn't. And we should wait for a finding.
Responsibility for that, Mr. Harris. I will. I'll take responsibility, because I forgot all about that.
No worries.
Started getting a conversation in the middle of the week with
Right.
them not happening. I was trying to talk to you.
But the lack of communication from the applicant and.
Wouldn't have happened, correct.
Yeah, and
It would have been
that
done.
there was a meeting with people, and the 2 direct abutters weren't there. They weren't asked. And I know that some of you did your due diligence, going down, looking at the property. Some of you folks spoke with all the folks involved. I I mean, this is very stressful. This is the worst. This is like, I dread this more than anything.
How do you think we feel
Oh, it's awful. And,
every other week?
and you don't get paid $29,000 a year like I do. You know what I mean? So, but I'm only being
I know
facetious.
that, I know.
You folks, and and the whole city of Quincy, I know you folks do the job that needs to be done. You can see what's right and what's wrong. You know, I gotta tell you, DEP, conservation, and it's on record, digging into the ground. When you dig into the ground that close, there's nobody who can tell me that they can't be involved. And I also have somebody who's a lawyer, who's an expert on conservation, who made it clear to me about that, especially after I texted him. So, let's see what else. Okay, DEP, okay, the playroom I spoke about. Listen, you build off of what's there, and we're giving the 7-foot setback. Why not just take what you got there? And that's a positive thing. The problem is I've seen this too many times in 10 years, you know, with the Orchard Street fiasco, when I was here and the gentleman said he was going to have his parents live there, right? And someone's dead from that. Someone's dead from that, and he's being held accountable. Your department has done a great job. Yourself, Jay Duca, your whole crew, following the Airbnbs. I could actually start to cry over that because it's under my watch. This is under my watch.
I had one across the street from me, and
Yep.
Bob worked on it. And finally, she just rented the whole house to a family. She gave
And
up.
and understand, I was the co-sponsor of eliminating, protecting area of Resident A. Because if we don't protect Resident A,
It's over.
where are we gonna get the tax money that Resident A pays for, right? And Airbnb, they don't care about, you know, a building that big, I don't know if the area, if you go up the third floor, you eliminate the third floor, you don't go up any higher. I'd be 100%, I'd be on your side. I'd be on your side.
That's fine.
Okay, see, so you heard. So, Your Honor, I rest my case, all right? Thank you, folks. Thank you for what you do. Thank you.
Thank you very much for spending your time here. I know you got other things to do tonight, too.
It's all good. All good. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, let's call that part of the hearing closed. All right, it looks like everyone's got confused, as I did. Why don't we, 2 weeks, we'll vote on this, but I want him to come back. I don't know how everyone feels there. I know that they need 1 foot on the the first floor. You got 7-foot ceiling. You take it away from the bottom or the first? We shrink it, we take off the roof and just make it a 6, I don't know, 4-6 roof or 6-12, what is it there, 6-12, 5-12, 7-12, maybe 7-12? Yeah. Keep the height we got. We'll have another set of plans. You can do those, you always said, in 2 days, right? We want to keep the building the same height,
Same height.
what it is now. If your roof's like that, we're gonna make your roof like that. You work your numbers, how you gotta do, whatever you gotta do, stealing from the attic.
Yeah.
And that'll work.
Okay.
All right?
Update the requirements page.
Yeah, fix the numbers.
Update the requirements.
Yeah, we need a brand new page. The dimension page is like 0. It's
No,
like,
that's clearly a mistake, and it's probably
Yeah.
copy and paste.
yeah. All right, and that would, I think, make everybody happy. And I know the counselor don't want to spend his money on court, so. My counselor, you got other things to spend it on. So, And that'll give her what she wants. She got a bedroom, 3 bedrooms. When you walk in the downstairs, there'll be a half bath, nothing in the attic. And she's got her 3 bedrooms that have the first floor balcony and the second floor balcony, no third floor balcony. Huh? Half bath downstairs. Makes everybody happy, not crazy.
And just want to clarify with
Yep.
the rear addition, 7 feet 5 inch, does that still have?
7 foot 4 3/4, whatever it is. Yeah.
Yes. And just to make sure that that requires digging.
It's gonna require digging. But I got myself a note here, to get on the phone tomorrow morning to see what you need, and if we're gonna need, when you come back, we'll tell you, this is what you're gonna need,
Okay.
all right? So I will make them phone calls to the departments and ask them,
Thank you very much.
all right? And give them the plot plan and see what they say.
Okay.
There's people above me in the city, thank God. They can answer. All right? 2 weeks?
Yep.
Good?
Got it.
Yep.
What's the date?
10th, June 10th?
June 10th.
Thank you.
All right, Mr.
June
Chairman.
10th, we will be here again. Thank you, council. Thank you, everyone, for coming. Thank you.
ZBA 2510, Ward 6, JCBT Architect LLC for a variance and a finding to increase the number of stories to 3 with dormers on the premises numbered 66 Middlesex Street, Quincy, Mass. Move to continue the matter to June 10th, 6 o'clock. Subject to new plans that would reflect keeping the height the same as it currently is, updating the dimensional forms, reflecting a half bath in the basement. Nothing in the attic. Rear addition is acceptable as drawn currently, and subject to the conservation and DEP confirmation about digging on the site.
Yep. On the motion, seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, so moved.
I have a question.
Question?
Would you like me to change the description of this on the agenda than how it was presented?
Yes. It's gonna be, no dormers, no nothing, just 2.5 with an addition in the back. Right?
Which one's that? Oh, the one that's flagged.
Oh, we got 66 we didn't do, huh?
No, we just did 60.
I mean,
183.
183, Norfolk, right.
Yeah, on-
Sorry, jeez.
No, it's not time to go. yet.
ZBA 2520, JBCT Architects LLC for a finding and variance to change the use from a single-family home to a two-family home with the 2-story rear addition, reworking the existing retaining wall to accommodate additional parking on the premises 183 Norfolk Street.
Good evening.
You're up.
Marty, Jeff stepped back. I'm going to do
Yeah, you
this.
can sit there.
Yeah,
This
just want you to know.
This is a brand-new case,
Yes,
right?
we just want to keep you in the know.
No. Yeah. Oh. I thought you said you want him back. No.
No, we're keeping you in the know.
All right. Yeah, right. Let me know. Keep it up. You're
Good
up.
evening, Chair and members of the board. My name is Bonnie Tan with JCBT Architect. On 183 Norfolk Street currently is a single family sitting on a Res B zone on a 8,055 square feet lot. The site currently fits 2 parking spaces. Because there's a hardship, the front of the street to the rear yard is about 17 feet plus or minus in elevation change. And the current structure is a 2.5 story with about 2,000 square feet gross living area. And we're keeping the existing single family in the front for elderly in-law. That my client, the applicant, is looking to take care of the elderly and put them in the front of the house. And they want to build a in-law suite, but So we call it a two-family, an extra single family in the rear. The proposed structure will be about 4,000, little less than 800, 4,800 square feet. The total of bedroom will be 5 bed, 5 bath for both of the house together. And we're seeking FAR and variance and minimum of parking space. We are 1 parking space short because of the retaining wall in the front, but we're working the retaining wall to fit 2 more parking spaces. And seeking also finding for the existing setback. The height, because it's sloped up, the height, we're not sure if there's ledge. If there's a ledge, we're not gonna have a basement at all, it'll be crawl space. The height will be same as the front, but the roof line will be about a foot higher than the front of the building. But it will be 2.5 in the rear. The attic is really storage, pull down stairs.
You mean your addition's gonna be
The
high?
addition was just a foot because of the slope of the roof. I mean, we can bring it down flat, more flat, so it's same ridge, if that helps. We're just trying to dress up so it's prettier. I can show. So the existing house roof is very flat. We can match it, but we feel like matching it doesn't look really nice. So we turn the rear of the house, which is this portion is the addition in the rear. And we made a nice front door right there. And because the grade is sloped up from the street is about here in elevation. It's really high from the street to the backyard, but the rear is very
How big's
flat.
that addition in the back?
It's about, total is about 2,000 and some change, 2,500 about.
I mean, you know, you got an 8,000-foot lot, you're on
Yeah.
you're on a 6 already. Like, whoa.
We're at 0.59 in FAR.
Right, that's what I said, you're at a 6.
Yeah. 0.6. So it's just asking for 0.2 in FAR variance.
And you get 8,000 square feet, not like you have a small lot. That place is huge in back up there.
Yeah, and the rear is really big and
It
it's
is.
very flat in the rear. The front, actually, the center of the lot to the front of the street is sloped a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's like more
You
than
gotta
a
climb up
story
like
in
4
height.
stories just to
Yeah,
get to the
climbing,
backyard.
right. So we actually, we worked the retaining wall. Let me zoom in this.
Yeah, where's the parking going here? That's what I'm kind of,
Maybe it's too small to see on your print. I'm blowing up right here. So this is the light gray is the existing retaining wall, 2 levels of retaining wall, and this will be the new retaining wall. So we can put 2 rows of tandem parking. So we fit more parking spaces in there.
And you're still short 1?
yeah.
Well, because it required a 0.5 visitor parking, so we couldn't fit 1, because the front yard doesn't really count as, well, visitor come over, I'm sure they can fit 2 parking spaces in there. It's just, we can't count it in the, as a legal parking.
Oh, here we go.
And they're willing to spend some money to rework the retaining wall out front to make it look nicer. Yeah. Right now, the driveway slope quite very steep up. And they have problem driving up in the wintertime with the ice. So they're gonna bring that little more flat.
Great.
So it's easier for parking. So we have 9 butter in support on this. I can read the address itself.
I have all.
Okay, you have 9. Yeah, 9 direct abutters in support, including some are on the side, the rear, and across the street on Norfolk. The owner has been in there for quite a bit of time, and they like the area. Their business is in Quincy also, and they want to stay in Quincy if they can. So that's why they want to build their dream home. Instead of buying a land and build a dream home somewhere else, they want to build their dream home, but they don't want to take down that existing house. They want to build their dream home attached to it in the rear and have their elderly family to live in the front so they can take care of the elderly family. Original, we submitted as a in-law suite, but building department suggests that since it's so big, we should just put in as a two-family. So
It's enormous.
the total is still 5-bedroom, five full bath. Basement unfinished.
Is there ledge in the house in front?
We're not sure.
You don't know about the front?
We're not sure if there's ledge, it's all retaining wall, but well, the retaining wall area is definitely not ledge. But the rear, if we dig down and we find ledge, we're not gonna do a full basement in the addition. We're just gonna do crawl space.
There's nothing visual that's shown up in that?
Yeah.
No, we don't see any ledge at all. I'm surprised that the rear and the side are actually lower. It's just that area is like a mountain up high.
Could you show us exactly where the parking spaces will be?
Yeah.
Before, they're gonna shed them on another,
It's over here,
yeah, you can hardly see it.
beach.
So
So
four chairs.
this is the new retaining wall.
Okay.
And it's tandem 1, 2, 3,
Why don't you
4.
show them the new
So it
addition?
might be able to fit, visitor there, but that's all we can get. I mean, if we could, we want to ask, dig out all this too to put in. But it's gonna be, we don't want to affect so much of the existing foundation too.
What's the dimension from the parking to the property line?
What,
From this to the property.
On the
line.
left side?
Oh, left side. Well, the left side is existing. We're just, so this is the existing retaining wall.
Okay,
This is the existing driveway right
Mm-hmm.
here.
so it's basically zero.
Yes, basically right now is 0. But we're putting a retaining wall over, so we're keeping it 3 feet at least minimum.
Okay.
It says retaining wall cannot build on the property line, so we draw it in a foot. Well,
So I'm looking at the existing,
these are brutal plants.
is the width at the top where the two inner spaces, is that existing?
parking space?
Yes, I'm looking at the picture of the existing home.
This is this light gray.
Okay,
is
the existing.
Retaining wall.
Gotcha.
And you pull into this driveway, it's right now 1
Okay.
and 2, and this one had a hard time, they have to bear out like that too.
Gotcha.
You got two houses.
Okay, thank you.
It's in a string.
You could fit 3 in there now.
Yep,
It'd be tight, but you probably could get 3 in there.
yep.
I think with that new layout, you probably can fit 5 or 6 in there, but it's just not legally to
Yeah.
call out.
Why do we have 10 feet on one side, 13 on the other?
Where?
I mean, how big is this house? This house is gigantic. It's, really, it's enormous. And it's two houses with a little piece tied together.
Because the owner wanted a first floor wide open, modern look inside with being.
Rip the
living
other
room,
one down
kitchen.
and build that one right out front and double it up. This is
It's the
like, ooh.
cost of, they don't want to take down the existing house, for the original value they put in. And they renovated the existing house a few years ago too, so taking that down to rebuild.
Why didn't they do this all at once?
They didn't
'Cause they
think about
they
it.
want to build two houses on one lot. I
They
get it.
didn't think about it when they did the
I'm not in
renovation.
favor of none of this stuff, but this is getting silly, really is. Can't even live in the city no more. Just jamming in, jamming them, jam them in, jam them in, jam them in. You know, it's just mind-boggling, it's just mind-boggling. That is a brutal place to work, number one. My God. So, you need variances, you need everything. She's got 8,000 square foot lot. Shame on us. I have no question. Any questions?
No.
No, I'm good.
I'm good. Okay. Is there anyone that would like to speak in favor? First call, second call? Oh, we have letters here, yeah. This, these are letters attached that are in favor. John Kelly, 186 Norfolk. Yeah, you do better than me. There you go. Poor names were killed.
Shu Chen Lee, 190 Pine Street, Ying Zhang, 321 Beale Street, Chen Chun Ju, 303 Beale Street, Catherine Frechette, 196 Pine Street, Mark Lee, 173 Norfolk Street, Rong Ying Chen, 153 Norfolk Street, Amy Minert, 179 Norfolk Street, and Judy Wu, 189 Norfolk Street.
Third call. Anyone want to speak in favor? Call that part of the hearing closed. Have a letter here from the DPW, be read in.
Russ, I'm sorry, I forgot to put a cover letter on that.
That's okay. Read that.
Sure. To Martin Akins, Chairman. From Chen Sang, Civil Engineer, May 5th, 183 Norfolk, case ZBA 25-20. Reviewed the submittal of above reference project that comments are as follows. Number one, specify how much impervious area will increase due to development. 2, explain how the surface runoff will be discharged and treated. 3, submit utility and grading plan for review. 3, upon completion of project, as-built plans showing all utilities, building footprints need to be submitted along with digital file. Further information, please advise.
Yeah. Call that part of the hearing closed. Got a letter of opposition here to Jim Anderson.
Existing study with a closet, that's a bedroom too.
Just received this letter about 183 Norfolk. They want to turn a single family into a two-family. This continues to happen pretty soon. There'll be very few single families left in the city. I'm against this happening. I live at 183 Pine Street. Michael Nee. Thank you. I'll call that part of the hearing closed. You know, we're having variances when you got a huge lot there. Side setback, why? Why? It's a
Side-
two-family house.
Side setback, we're not asking for variance on side setback. We're asking for finding of the setback, so it's a, we're not
Right, at
asking.
9 feet or something on one, right? The average would be, well, 10, I guess, yeah. It's 10.
That's the
10-3.
existing house is 4 feet on the right side. We brought it in as a 9.9, close to 10.
But it just looks so massive behind it. It's like massive.
We're asking variance for parking and FAR.
I don't know, that's just my opinion. It's a beautiful house. It's just huge, huge. And the lot shouldn't carry it. That's my opinion. I think we can do better in Quincy. You want a two-family? I guess you don't. You want a single family and you want to rent the other house. Those are my 2 cents. You're up, Mr. Chin.
It's a 4,700 plus square feet addition. 5 bedrooms, 5 full baths. It's pretty big.
That's total, including
for
the
both?
front, including the front,
Okay.
It's front to back.
not just the, not the rear.
Building, gross living
Still
area.
big.
Not just the
They just want bigger bedrooms.
I don't blame them, I don't blame them.
Clarify that.
There's no way to make that look any smaller and still get what you want.
Would you have any suggestion that I can explain?
He's the
got you there,
architect.
What about we have a we meet the setback as it is for the new addition.
I mean,
It's no attic, the addition. We have the 2.5, really the attic is a crawl space for mechanical. There's no access. We probably just have a pull down.
How are you gonna, what are you using for materials to blend the look of the 2 buildings?
Most likely hardy and composite siding.
So you're gonna redo the front building as well as the new addition?
They can or they can, I would suggest that they do it so it matches, or otherwise the front is just vinyl right now.
Right.
And then the back is really nice. It
Right.
looks like 2 separate structure.
Right.
So
that's what it looks like to
if
me.
if they do that, they will have to rip out the rear existing rear of the building. Might as well just reface we do the siding to match.
I mean, it might help the blending of the 2 buildings together.
Yes.
And especially one's contemporary, you said, and then the other.
Oh, it's just inside contemporary, it's not the outside.
Okay.
So the outside was still somewhat,
It has a lot of windows on one. but-
yeah, they want, because that's the side they have more daylight coming in. So they wanted more sun. So it's really outside, it still stay with the colonial touch. It's just bigger windows, more light, natural light coming in.
Uh-huh. I've got to think about it. I'll continue on.
Next.
Thank you.
The Himmel, you're up.
This is not an addition, it's another house.
Of course it is.
Yeah, I mean, it's so, what do you, I mean, some of the parts equal more, what do you do, condoize it next, and sell them both off?
Oh, they're not, they own a business in the Quincy.
Subdivided?
That's now.
Yeah,
Subdivided?
they want to keep it. They're not looking to sell, but I know it's not something that they can put on the deed to, even though they are not selling.
I don't know, the fire's completely out of whack. I don't know, it's too big.
Ms. Barry?
I have concerns about the existing floor plan on the first floor. We have kitchen, dining, living, and then office, and you're calling it a study, but it also has, is adjacent to a closet. So
Right.
the existing house feels more like a 4-5 bed to me currently.
They bought it like that, and I
Okay.
went in.
But
there
I
isn't-
feel that your
Yes.
plans are representing it to be a 3 bed when it's really a 5.
Right.
So now we're getting up to, 5, a lot more bedrooms. So I don't think your plan is realistic, showing these 2 rooms on the first floor. They could very easily be used as bedrooms. So now our bedroom count's even higher. I don't care for 2 tandems realistically, and it creates a traffic issue with cars being jockeyed or not being used in full. I think the design of your new versus former, they look like 2 houses that don't go together. You'd have to, I'd like, if we approve something along these lines, the design would have to better match the 2 houses. And again, to everyone's comment, it's just all too big. I'd like to see the parking vastly improved and the bedroom count maybe come down a bit, given the number of rooms that are probably being used as bedrooms on the existing house.
I would
So
like to.
Brian,
So,
Yeah.
I think it's big. To start with.
Let's start with that.
I'm gonna show the street view of the site real quick.
If the old house was in the back,
And we were adding,
I wouldn't put
adding
this in the front.
16.
Yeah. But where it's going in the back, I'm a little bit more
Is this one?
giving.
Was that my one? No, that is.
And as a second unit,
Right
Hey,
now,
Two houses, right, it's not a
not
two-family,
It's not.
it's two houses.
it's two houses.
Exactly. But,
On the same
and I know what they want to do, but when you look at, like, I'm looking at the plot plan on the old one, beautiful, I can read it, I can see the dimensions, then I get this little teeny thing in the
Yeah.
corner, and no one wants to show me that this big square is the new one. I thought that was the house, and then I go, oh, the little house is up front. I was there.
That's the
I
shit.
says, I didn't think the house was back that far. Now I go, oh, no, the other house is here. I can, where's my glasses?
yeah, this is the current site right now, so that grade is really difficult.
Oh, it
to
is. I bet
fit
it is.
in
I bet it is.
more parking spaces. I want to let you know, we try our best. The owner wanted more parking spaces if they can.
Why can't you cut that wall and go further in?
Cut,
Why can't you do three in there?
To the right.
cut which wall? This one?
Yeah,
Keep
Yeah,
going.
we are cutting this
Keep
wall.
going.
We're cutting this
yeah,
wall.
keep going.
And we're cutting-
Take the
we're
tree
cutting
down.
All the way, we're cutting it further back to almost here.
No,
It's
keep-
up,
Keep
everything.
going to the right.
We can, but there's a pole over here. But if we even cut it to here, so, I mean, we can cut all that, but we're afraid, that end up having a new construction if we go too close to the house.
No, right.
So we have to retain
Right,
some of that
right.
existing, retain
I
the
mean, I
wall.
was
We're
there. I
keeping-
walked up there.
we're-
It's a
we're-
height.
We're rebuilding this wall to
No, I
here.
know, but
This
I just took a
existing wall,
shot.
we're moving that. So, I mean.
They're gonna have to call an Uber to get to the house, though. From parking, they're gonna need an Uber to get to the house.
Put a heated driveway in there.
That's pretty big, I'm telling you, it's pretty high.
They probably need a.
I started jogging up it and I slowed down about the 90th step. You know, I
Yeah,
said, whoa.
it's
this
a
is-
lot of
this-
stuff to
this is
climb
A lot
up
of
there.
steps, yeah, and then she has so many plants, that house, it's so beautiful, and she just kept planting out there, planting more, and I'm going, oh my goodness, look at it. Like, I don't even know if that does it justice, there's a lot.
The elevation from the rear to the front of the sidewalk.
Yeah.
Average sidewalk around here is almost 17 feet in
Yeah.
height.
Yeah.
That's a very difficult
Yeah,
site.
even driving up in the ice in the winter and all that, too.
Yeah.
I think that's the highest house in the neighborhood. That,
Actually, that one and the one to the right of that also high.
High,
The one
yeah,
to the
that too.
right.
Yeah.
They are at the top of the
Yeah.
peak.
Right.
Yeah. But the proposed in the rear, we can go lower than the existing. Because we don't need an attic. We can put the mechanical in the basement if
there's
not,
no-
otherwise,
if there's no ledge.
yeah, if it's ledge, then we'll have to make a mechanical room in the addition. First floor, second floor.
I mean,
And then we can do,
I don't
Eight.
know, I mean, I know you built that, it's two houses, it's two houses. If you want a two-family house, you build a two-family house. You add on to it and you build it, and then you open up it and you put it together, and you get a two-family house. But you don't want to do that.
they don't want to do that.
Well, I don't want to do that, so I'm out.
They don't want to affect.
I'm out. I
Yeah.
just can't, I can't justify, that don't justify my brain. Two separate houses on a lot with a little connector, that's, no. No, I can't do it. They want to build an addition, put it on the house and make a
We can
two-family house.
eliminate the sunroom and attach that.
It ain't gonna change my mind. I'm looking for a two-family house. One family, two families, or one family, two family, however you want to divide your house. But it's one building and it goes back.
Yeah. if
That's
we-
what this rule says. You can have a two-family house. As a single-family house that's gorgeous, huge, now you got another huge one. No, it's just, it's not fair. It's not fair to the neighborhood. It really isn't. You can build a two-family house, build a two-family house. If not, go buy a lot somewhere and build that beautiful home. Plenty of lots around. You can find them. I'm out.
we can eliminate, if it's attached, but we can eliminate that sunroom breezeway.
But I understand,
And
but it's
still
not gonna
attached.
change my mind. It's two homes that are connected. Like, it's two homes. It's two homes. That's what you want. I get it. I don't like that. I don't like them in my neighborhood. I don't like them around. It, to me, it's two homes. You got two homes. Why don't you just subdivide it and build one and let them park on that side and give them talk to the lawyer and give him what do you call it, variance, or what is it, easement to park on your property? I don't know. But I mean, my God, it's like, what are we doing?
It does seem to circumvent the subdivision
The whole thing, exactly.
by
It's just-
having
It really does.
two very, very large, what looks like two single-family homes, because they are, connected by a sunroom, I guess.
Mhm.
So to me, it's playing with the regs a little bit to circumvent the subdivision.
No, we're not doing
No, I
subdivision.
understand.
He understands what he said.
that, but
He said,
it's.
We're working. But it-
We're working.
But it ain't gonna work.
It hits me that way.
Well, without being repetitive,
everyone tries
it's
to
two houses
and
in
help
one lot.
everybody and try to help the neighborhood, but I mean, this is like, wow.
And it is, it's two
It is,
houses
it
on
is.
one lot. So
It's
that's
a
a lousy
big wow to me. I'm like,
I can't go for two houses on one lot, just not right.
it's just not, I don't think so either.
Same.
Oh,
I want to give one
It doesn't
more
matter.
opinion.
give one more. Next guy one more.
So if we shrink this
We shrink
a
this
little
out.
bit in the addition meet, and it's still keeping it as a single family. This
It's
is the
two
back,
homes
right?
on one lot.
No, this is the
It's
back.
nowhere near a single family.
I'm sorry?
It's nowhere near a single family with the current design, or even a two.
No, if we're reworking it, I'm saying with the addition.
We'd love to see a
Right,
major
so
rework.
we shrink that to 0.4.
It would very much have to be one single building, not, this is two very separate buildings.
Yeah,
I don't think there's too much
Why
you
wouldn't
can do with the
put an
current.
addition on that
design.
building and just continue it?
addition,
On the building that's there.
Existing.
Just go back, like
Continuation.
continuation. You got a huge backyard back there. I don't know, it's
so
60
pretty.
feet, 80 feet. It's pretty big back there.
Yeah, it's
I was
pretty
up there.
big, but I'm saying that
Might
one
have to
big
take down some of
structure-
those plants. They're beautiful, but,
Yeah, but I'm saying that existing house is not so beautiful.
well, you can make it beautiful. If you're gonna put the money into that, you can put an addition on that thing, which would be a
Not
big,
the height,
huge
we're
house.
not touching the height.
No, I get it, I get it, I get it, I get it. I get what she wants, you know what? We all want things. Sometimes we get them, sometimes we don't. I just can't, I can't. Not with that lot. That's a tough lot. to
I
live
can
in.
discuss with
It's-
my
It's,
client and come back.
no, you
and
can
change it.
discuss any,
Yeah.
yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Why
And
don't
come
we
back
take a
with
5-minute
changes.
break? You discuss with her and then we'll take a vote. Here's what I'm looking at. Take the house, bring it back, whatever you want to do, 30 feet. The outside looks like that, continue. And then the inside of your house can be that mansion, but the house up front, whatever is already done, so it stays?
Not allowing it to
No.
come to the side, even though we have the side,
Connect the house.
connected, but having that side in
No, no,
the
no,
front
no,
door,
no,
she
no.
wanna grab.
Maybe they'll say yeah. I mean, I'm only one. I'm only one guy. Shrink the house and put two houses on there with no. It's not fair. It's not fair to the neighbor. It's not fair when people ride by and they look at it and they go, what are they building two houses on one lot? It's just, it's not what the law and the rules say. You got a two family, not one family here and one family in this place with some flowers in the middle. It's not fair. It really ain't. The next guy wants the same thing, the next guy wants the same thing.
But
It's
we're
not
not-
you, it's the next guy, it's the next guy. That's what we think about all the time. It's not you, it's the next person.
But we can't get that beautiful front door look in the back.
Well, you can. You can. You can continue that house and you can,
You won't see it on the front side. Or that would be a side
you wouldn't see it, right.
Not in the
But
front.
there's no sense in,
You should put that front on the existing.
The very front,
yeah.
that's,
It should match.
They could
that
lift up
doesn't have
and
much
move
room in the front.
it. You could lift it
We
up.
tried, that doesn't have much room, because that front door is actually recessed into the house. That landing is barely 3 feet before the, maybe it's better to look at it from here. It's actually recessed into there, and there's not enough room. And we try to bring it out in that part of the variance too, with the step all the way to the street sidewalk. There's no way unless we work this entire stairs to have it turn sideways and then come back with the retaining wall to make that front door look nice.
But, get a piece of property, what do you say, 4 weeks, come back with something else? Try again, or give up, or, I don't know, your call.
Can we come back?
Back in 4 weeks, 7/27? 24th, I'm sorry, June 24th,
624?
6/24.
Okay.
Oh, thank you.
Russell, he can tell me when they have to have the design plans in. If it's.
Oh, he can do it, he can do it in a week, he said.
When do you want to?
2 days, 2
It's
days,
on the third page.
it's in the back.
If it's continued to, June 24th, then the design has to be to me by,
June 13.
so June 13th, the design plans have to be in by 9 AM. so they
Yeah,
can-
so throw that out.
We'll have it
June
tomorrow.
13th for
I always keep them so you can see what the.
Norfolk Street, right?
If you trust,
Yeah,
And I'll get this information before you get.
you know that trust.
okay, thank you.
All right, can I have a motion to June, Mr.
Yes.
Chin, please?
Mr. Chairman, ZBA 2520, Ward 3, JCBT Architect LLC for a finding and variance to change the use from a single-family home to a two-family home with a two-story rear addition and reworking of the existing retaining wall to accommodate additional parking on the premises numbered 183 Norfolk Street, Quincy, Mass. Move to continue to June 24.
Second.
On the motion, seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So moved.
6:46 adjourned. 7:46.
7:46, I know.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion adjourned, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.